Alright, so part 3. I talked about my body, talked about surgery. Now I'm going to talk about, I guess, work. Work and classes. I have a list, but I'm not really following the list, so I guess social stuff. I'll talk about social stuff. So, um, yeah, just started a new job a couple weeks ago. I moved from fast food to a residential center for developmentally disabled people, and um, so far it's awesome. Like, I love the job, and um, like, I was introduced to the people I work with as my birth name, which is pretty uncomfortable. But I wasn't really sure. I mean, it was never really made clear to me, like, who was my boss at first, like, who I should talk to about this stuff. And I didn't want to say anything before I was hired, just because I was kind of scared that I wouldn't get the job if I made it a big deal. Um, didn't want to seem like a drama queen or whatever. So waited it out a few weeks, and I think that was a good decision. Uh, so anyway, today I went in to talk to my boss, Chrissy, and she, of course, was terrified. She thought I was going to quit, but I was like, no worries. I love it here. Just wanted to say, um, wasn't sure who to talk to about this at first, but I think you're the person to talk to. I'm transgender, and she was like, oh, yeah, my brother's transgender. So that was like, oh, yeah, like, yeah. Definitely could not have gotten luckier on that front, unless she was like married to a trans guy. But this worked out really well. So she's familiar with like the entire process. I mean, she's open about it, like with her kids. She's, I guess, not so much an advocate or anything, but she was like around him and like with him and like went through it with him when he started hormones and had surgery and all that. So she kind of knows what's up. So that was really taken care of for me. So, uh, yeah. So I'm out at work. Um, Easiest I could have asked for. And I guess not too long ago they had a uh, a board meeting where they changed the policy to include gender expression non-discrimination policies, which means if anyone gives me shit, I need to talk about it with my boss, and we'll get it figured out. So it's pretty awesome. As far as classes go, most of my professors and most of the students in my classes are, I mean, they're great with pronouns. They're great with names. A lot of my a lot of the students they have questions, which they usually ask. Like weird questions or like normal questions, like have you talked to your parents, or like are you on hormones, or like what's the process like, or um, like I don't know, just stuff like that, normal questions. So for the most part, I answer them. I also, I mean, I was at the student health center for bronchitis like a couple weeks ago, and one of the ladies came in and she was like, I know this is totally unorthodox and kind of unprofessional, so if you don't want to talk about it, no worries. And I was like, go for it. um, anyway, so she asked me some questions, and then she asked if I would feel comfortable speaking like at one of their staff meetings. And I was like, yeah, totally. I mean, I'm on it. Any chance I can get to um, answer questions for health professionals, especially if it'll help other trans people, specifically trans guys, since I don't know a lot about trans women. Yeah, so I'm speaking next Wednesday at one of their staff meetings. Thinking probably just going to do like an open forum, like, okay, here I am. This is a little bit of my story. So, what questions you have? Hopefully, I get some sort of response. I think most people have questions, and I've answered most questions that I think people have. So, yeah, that's trying to think. In the near future, I would like to do like an open forum for faculty at Truman, where I go. I think that would help a lot. I'm also going to try to start working with the Safe Space Initiative or Safe Space Project or whatever it's called here. Just because I've heard from a lot of faculty and a lot of people that go through the program that it's not super trans inclusive, or it's a little out of date and they still have a lot of questions. So I'd like to answer questions and do what I can to help people get some real answers and not crazy answers from the internet. So, and that's that. Again, if you have any questions about um, social life, trying to come out to various people, um, pretty good at it at this point. So just let me know. As always, you can ask me on Tumblr. You can ask anonymously or privately. If you ask privately, I'll always answer privately. And you can email me as well. Yeah. Cool. Thanks.